Deputy demands the opening of the most serious files of corruption and theft of public money. July 28, 2019. MP for the Current Wisdom of the Parliamentary Star Jabri, Sunday. The Integrity Commission and the Supreme Council for the Fight Against Corruption open the file of theft of funds displaced, pointing out that these files are the most dangerous files of corruption. Al-Jabri said in a statement to Al-Malama that the file of the food basket for displaced people is one of the most dangerous files of corruption and theft of public funds. He called on the Integrity Commission and the Supreme Council for Combating Corruption to open the file of theft of displaced persons' money. He added that economic bodies established under the file of the displaced, calling on the Integrity Commission and the Supreme Council to combat corruption to open the file of the displaced to find out where the money went to this file. Al-Jabri pointed out that blocs and political parties have worked over the past years to raise large sums of money and the establishment of economic bodies behind the file basket food for the displaced. CBI sets the criteria for the rejection of banknotes of the dollar and the euro.
Economie, 2019, 07, 28:06:05.
The Central Bank of Iraq on the criteria that are relied on in the rejection of banknotes of the dollar and euro in the process of counting and sorting. The bank pointed out that the most important criteria are: 1. If it was cut in one corner or was oppressed or lost any part of the paper area. 2. If it has been torn and repaired with a transparent adhesive tape from any side. 3. If it contains a seal of large size or several small seals to affect their features. 4. If the effects of trading and use appear to be smug in order to affect their form or features. 5. If strange substances have been caught and have affected their features such as inks, dyes, glues, crushed, cooked, processed, fat or oils. 6. If stored in the conditions of storage is incorrect, which leads to break or smell of mold. The Central Bank of Iraq was established as an independent bank under its law of March 6, 2004 as an independent body responsible for maintaining price stability and implementing monetary policy. It supervises 10 commercial banks, 26 private banks and 16 Islamic banks, as well as 19 foreign banks, 6 financial institutions and 31 financial transfer companies. Ministry of Planning, Association of Iraqi Private Banks will have a big business in the reality of the country. July 28, 2019. Economy News, Baghdad. The Ministry of Planning, on Sunday, that the Association of Iraqi Private Banks will have a big interest in the reality of the country economically, while the president of the association Wadi Al-Hanal to support entrepreneurs and provide their needs. The Association of Iraqi Private Banks organized a seminar at the station attended by Minister of Planning Nouri Sabah Al-Dulaimi, Wadi Al-Hanal, and a number of entrepreneurs and leaders of the station to discuss a number of issues of interest to youth and how to support them in achieving their projects. The station said a distinctive Iraqi, and we rejoice when we see such creative young people, ministry spokesman Abdelzar Al-Hindawi said in a speech at the seminar, which was attended by Economy News. Iraq is now an appropriate environment for launching such pioneering activities for young people. He added that these young people must be contained, and support this category may start from this place, station, noting that the station and the Association of Iraqi Private Banks are important foundations in the private sector. The spokesman of the ministry, that the Association of Private Banks will have a great interest in the Iraqi reality, and that through what we have seen from its community initiatives, which was represented by Baghdad and other projects that have been completed. The visit of the Minister of Planning today to the station came to get acquainted with the bright side of the Iraqi scene, considering that the station is a beautiful flower in the country, he said, adding that the Ministry of Planning on the order of its minister raised the bridge between the public and private sectors. For his part, the president of the Association of Iraqi Private Banks Wadi Al-Hanal, after welcoming the Minister of Planning and the rest of the guests, that the visit of the Minister of Planning of this place is very important to stimulate the creative youth energies at the station. Al-Hanal added that the association has achieved a lot of achievements and we are working on developing cadres by owning one of the largest training centers in the banking sector, as we found the enthusiasm of young people in entrepreneurship outside the banking sector, of the youth energies through the opening of their projects and achieve their goals. He called on the Minister of Planning to invite the Prime Minister to visit the station in order to get acquainted with the projects of youth and support them and listen to them and provide their needs. There were interventions in a number of issues raised by the attendees and responded to the Minister of Planning and expressed in his response the point of view of the government and its position on such projects.